I'll start. Hello, 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 everybody. It is the 18th of July. The boys can't make it tonight, and Dan has other things going on, but he'll be back. They'll both be back. Great show yesterday. If you get a chance, watch it. Today, we have another topic. Let me get my stuff ready. ChatGPT. The topic today is anticipating versus reacting. Of course, Mike Ellis came up with it. I looked into it. I looked at, like always, comparing it to business and people's lives and what it means and how it works. So let me get started. Anticipating, proactive, strategic, prepared. Definition: acting in advance based on foresight, trends, predicted outcomes. That's a pretty smart way to do things. Mindset: what likely to happen next and how I can be ready for it. Here's some examples. A business launches a product before the trend peaks. A leader preparing for their team for economic shifts, saving for retirement. All these things are people that are anticipating, right? They're thinking ahead. Benefits: greater control over outcomes. Competitive advantage: less stress due to being prepared. Build resilience, confidence. Now, this is a reacting. When you react: defensive, tactical, urgent. Definition: responding to an event after it occurs. And a lot of people don't see something coming, and then when it does, they're like, "Oh my gosh!" And they're reacting. Sometimes when you react, listen. I'm not a genius. I've done it. When you react under panic, you don't always make the right decisions. You don't. Mindset: what just happened, and how am I going to fix it? Yes. Example: scrambling to adapt after losing market share. You're behind now, no matter what. You're already behind. Only addressing problems when they escalate. Changing plans because of unexpected obstacles. Now, check this out. When Amazon came on with the books, Barnes and Noble was there. They were the big daddy. They told Jeff Bezos, "Hey, Amazon's coming online." Yeah. What are we going to do? What can I do? Let's just focus on the customers and give them a good deal. Where's Barnes and Noble now? The cost of reacting, it's a higher risk of mistakes, like I just said, because you're reacting under stress. Constant stress and pressure, loss of opportunities can damage reputation, and it can damage the trust people have. The key difference: anticipating is planning for tomorrow, while reacting is scrambling for today. One of them is a waste. Very easy to see one of them is a waste. And I'm telling you because I lived it. And the more I look into it, the more I read about it, the more I watch videos. I wish I knew what I knew now 20 years ago. But that's called life, right? I'm starting to realize it now. It's never too late. In business and in life, those who anticipate shape the future. Those who only react are shaped by it. See what I'm saying? You shape it or you're shaped by it. That's it. Would you like this to turn into, oh, never mind, I don't want to. And you know what? That's pretty much in general what I had written down. And I want to make sure I covered that tonight. And I'm going to turn it over to Mike Ellis.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. And you covered that very, very well, Marty. And I'll kind of go over it a little bit, kind of the same points in a different way. Anticipation and reactivity, reacting to things. As you heard from Marty, they're two totally different things. They really are. If you're reactive, you're always behind the eight ball. You're reacting to a situation that you weren't ready for, and by the time you catch up and you actually know what's going on and you know how to go forward, chances are the ball has been moved down the field, way down the field, and you're always in a position of reacting to whatever's happening. And I can tell you, it's not a good place to be, and you don't have to be there. You don't have to be reactive. You can participate what's happening. Marty, can you still hear me okay?
You're fine, Mike. You're fine. No matter what you hear, you're fine.
Okay. Talk about anticipating. It really is having a educated thesis of what you think is going to happen. And obviously, if you've done your homework and you anticipate, the anticipation is going to be pretty good. And I want to tie that into what's happening with us today. Right now, we are being told a story. It is unfolding. And we're hearing that in our back office every 2, 3, 4 days. And it's a really, really good thing. And if you've been here for a while, if you're engaged, if you've paid attention, you can kind of anticipate what's going to be coming. Now, when you anticipate and then everything starts to happen, yeah, there are always little things that you're going to get wrong. We all do that. We can't be perfect unless we're in on the inner circle, and none of us are. But we can always adjust a little bit, adjust here and adjust there. And the anticipation that you have, you can move forward with that, with the understanding that, yeah, most of what you were thinking was right. I need to do a little change here, a little change there, a little change there. So when you think about what's happening right now, when you think about the story that's being told to us, which I think is just a marvelous story. I'll probably do a video on that maybe this weekend. I think it's just a marvelous story. You can kind of anticipate what's going to be coming, and with that anticipation also comes, okay, what am I going to do? You can anticipate all this stuff, but when it happens, you actually have to do something, and that's massive action. And I can tell you flat out, if you take massive action based on your thesis of what's going to happen, your anticipation, and I think a lot of the people that are here today listening, you got it right. You got a lot of the things right. Your anticipation is right on. You might have to tweak it a little bit. But when you get to that place where you have to take action, take massive action. And I know when I say that, a lot of people, they're just going, well, I don't, what massive action? I don't really know what to do. That's what anticipation is all about. What do you think's coming? What do you think it's going to look like? How is it going to affect me? How can I interact with everything? And then once that happens and it actually comes out and you see what it is and what it's going to look like, then you can tweak it a little bit. And from there, you will be able to take massive action. And I can tell you, anytime, and this is for everybody in every walk of life, anytime you take massive action, honest, clean, and ethical, anytime you do that, you're going to be in a place that you never thought you were going to be. I believe that wholeheartedly. And the massive action you take initially, not every step has to be the right step. It's okay. It's okay if you make a mistake here or as long as you continue to learn, as long as you continue to anticipate, and don't be reactive. Don't be reactive. Look and see what's happening. We know enough today. We know the story today. We kind of understand what's happening and what's coming. And because of that, you're in a really, really good situation to start anticipating. Don't be reactive. Start anticipating. It's if you haven't done that, and the funny thing is, I know most of you have probably already done that, but if you haven't done that, start doing that. Listen to other leaders within the company. Listen to what people are saying. Look at what's happening in the back office, the story that's being told. I think you can glean a lot of things from what we're being told right now, the story that we're being told. And when you start to do that, you're going to start to understand that, yeah, I can start to anticipate what's going to be happening and how it's going to affect my life. And how do I make that a really, really great positive when I'm thinking about all these things? And you can do that. And obviously, like I said, I'll try and do a video this weekend about the things that have been put up in the back office. I think they're extraordinary. But if you stay engaged, if you keep reading, if you keep listening, that anticipation is just going to come naturally to you. You're just going to know what's going to be happening. And again, doesn't have to be perfect. I am never, ever, ever perfect, but I'm always anticipating. I'm always thinking about what can happen and what's going to be going on and how will it affect me and how will it affect you. So I think this is a great topic. Anticipation is a wonderful, wonderful thing. If you do it in the right way, an educated thesis that you put together, and then as it comes out, you're going to see just how close you were, and from there you just rock and roll with it. But never be reactive. Reactive, I've done that in my life, and when you're reacting to other people, it just never seems to turn out very, very well. But when you're anticipating, it's always very, very good, at least in my experience. Marty, what else you got?
Well, I got a couple of videos I want to play. One is AI news for the day, headline news, and then one about what we're talking about right now.
AI headline news for July 18th, 2025. U.S. lawmakers push back on China chip trade. Top Republican Representative John Mulliner warns that resuming NVIDIA's H20 chip exports to China could empower its military, aid censorship, and hurt U.S. innovation. Reuters. China seals NVIDIA diplomacy. China's Commerce Minister meets NVIDIA CEO in Beijing, welcoming the return of H20 chips and discussing a compliant RTX Pro GPU for manufacturing and robotics. Reuters. UK invests $1 billion in AI supercomputers. Britain pledges $1 billion to boost national computing power up to 20x via an AI research network featuring leading supercomputers like Isambard AI. Reuters. Meta poaches AI talent from Apple. Meta hires 2 top Apple AI researchers to drive its superintelligence labs efforts, signaling its accelerated AI ambitions. Reuters. Legal industry warned on generative AI. Law firms urged to add human oversight, transparency, and auditing when using AI tools to maintain reputation and avoid hallucination risks. Reuters. Why it matters. Tech diplomacy is heating up as chip exports shape geopolitics. National investment in infrastructure highlights AI's strategic importance. Talent war and legal governance are key as AI integrates into professional practices.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell.
Anticipating versus reacting. Anticipating. Proactive. Strategic. Prepared. Definition. Acting in advance based on foresight, trends, or predicted outcomes. Mindset. What's likely to happen next, and how can I be ready? Examples. A business launching a product before the trend peaks. A leader preparing their team for economic shifts, saving for retirement early. Benefits. Greater control over outcomes. Competitive advantage. Less stress due to preparedness. Builds resilience and confidence. Reacting. Defensive. Tactical. Urgent. Definition. Responding to events after they occur. Mindset. What just happened, and how do I fix it? Examples. Scrambling to adapt after losing market share. Only addressing problems when they escalate. Changing plans because of unexpected obstacles. Costs. Higher risk of mistakes. Constant stress and pressure. Loss of opportunities. Can damage reputation or trust. Key difference. Anticipating is planning for tomorrow, while reacting is scrambling for today. In business and life, those who anticipate shape the future. Those who only react are shaped by it.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell.
Boom. I'm going to give you a prime example of reacting. For $10, I could have bought a latch for my freezer. I didn't. And Dawn went shopping and bought groceries for 2 weeks, and we lost it all because the door popped open. Now I'm reacting, a little too late. Have to throw all that out and buy that $10 latch. We ordered it, should be here tomorrow. That's when it rains, it pours. But that's what I mean. I talked about it, and things go on. $10, guys. I probably lost $400 worth of groceries. But $10, clicks, nothing. Anyway, you live and learn. I just want to let you know I'm learning every day. Yeah, and I think proactive is what we're part of. I think we've learned a lot. A lot of us react, obviously. We don't want to, but you learn to be ahead of stuff. If you can almost read the tea leaves if you give yourself a chance. Like a lot of times when you're looking at something, whatever the situation is, and the first thing that comes to thought is blank, 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 you're usually right. Right? I mean, when I look at something and I go, oh, I don't think I should do that, I'm usually right. Now, does that stop me from doing it? No. There was businesses that we looked at and there was something there, and maybe it was 90% in my head, but there was that 10%, and that 10% wound up being 99%. And when you find something that is 100%, like finding what we have now, joining somebody that cares about people, it's rare. It just doesn't happen. It's not out there. So let's just stay the course, wait for the news. There's been updates every 3 or 4 days in the back office. Let's just keep going ahead. I want everybody to have better days, happier days, less stress days. It's not going to change life, but it could make it a little easier. And I know we could change a lot of lives that will definitely be better for people around the world. Anyway, thank you very much. Mike, you got anything closing?
Yeah, I do, Marty. I do. In my experience, and this is for the men out there, women just have a better sense, a better in than men do. And a lot of times men won't listen to the women and what they're saying, but you really should, especially when it comes to what we're doing right now. Their intuition is tuned in a different way than ours is. And women, they're just better at it. And I'll give you an example. Dan's wife, Lila, who is an absolute sweetheart, she has great insight, intuition into things that I don't even think about. And when she talks, I listen to her very, very closer, because 99% of the time she's right. Absolutely 100% are right. In my younger days, I had a girlfriend, really, really smart, very intuitive, and she was right probably 99% of the time. And being young and stupid, I did not listen to her. So men, when women come out, think about what they're saying, because I believe they have an inner sense that I don't have. Maybe other men do, but I don't have it. And I'm always I'm always eager to listen to what they have to say. Don't always agree, but that's just me. But time tells who's right and who's wrong. And I can tell you, the women out there, you've got a great sense of intuition. Keep using it and keep sharing it, especially with us. And as Marty said, yeah, I think we're in for some really, really fun stuff. So stay engaged, stay in contact with the back office. And yeah, we're going to move forward. That's it, Marty.
Fantastic. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. This was short and sweet. I hope we had content that you enjoyed from the chat. It looks like you did. And we'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Thank you, everybody.